What's going on, chicken friends? It's Donna Little and Mark.
Woohoo, Chicken Dad.
Exactly, Chicken Dad. And we wanted to tell you guys some of the goals that we have for this upcoming year. And I feel like one of them is definitely, I can't turn around and look at you because the sun is right there, but one of them is definitely needed.
My face is so radiant you can't.
That is what the problem is that you're beaming. But no, okay. So the other night, Mark had a whole thing going on in the middle of the night. I did not even know what was happening because I was sound asleep. But he got up to take one of the little dogs out. And he told me the next morning, he said, did you know I was outside? Because he was out like in the yard, wandering around, flashlight and everything. And I was like, no, you know, what happened? And he said, he came out to take one of our little dogs out, and the yard, he said there were what did you say, six or seven raccoons in the backyard.
Yeah.
And that makes me nervous. I don't like that. Now, in all the time we've lived here, I don't think we've ever seen one in the daytime.
No.
Out. And the only thing that we've ever seen, like in the daytime, like one time there was a very sick fox coming down the driveway. That was years ago. And then one time we saw, like we've seen possums sometimes in the yard during the day, but raccoons can be vicious. So we have talked about doing a really, really secure run for the chickens.
Well,
and
the run, the current setup, if they're in the coop, they are completely secure.
Completely secure.
If they're out in the temporary run, they're not completely predator proof. So,
yeah, it's got a top on it and everything. But if a serious if a raccoon came up while we weren't home, it could get in there to the chickens probably, or you know, a fox or something like that. But we used to just they used to just have the run that's out back of the coop that is now for the quail. And they didn't really use it because they free range all day long because we're home.
They're bound and determined to knock this tripod over.
If the camera goes down, it is because the chickens are like milling around. We're out here. There might be a treat coming. But so that's sort of just him seeing all those raccoons in the yard did make me nervous, you know, because it's so rare that we're gone at the same time. I mean, both of us are homebodies.
It just makes, there's no margin for error. Like, for example, there's a door beside that you can enter the coop. So if the garage door is shut, then we've got a latch, a door.
Yeah. Like for a house.
Right. So what we want to...
They're literally weaving through the tripod. I mean, like this would be great for agility.
So anyway,
we need another camera going.
So what we want to do is actually extend the secure run. So we want to take the run that's now, take it down, and then build a secured
with the quarter-inch hardware cloth,
cement underneath so you can't dig under. So it's basically 100% predator proof.
Yeah.
Well, of course it wouldn't stop a bear, but we don't have bears.
We don't have bears. But I would also love to be able to just, you know,
that way when
let them come out in the morning before we're even up, because they're, I mean, even though I come and let them out early, they're always at the door waiting like desperate little, you know, prisoners or something. So is that one of the chickens?
Yes.
Yeah. So we want, you know, to do this. So that is a goal. That is something that I feel like is really necessary. And I think because we are home so much that it's really hard to make yourself want to spend the money on that because it's not cheap. And so we have just, you know, debated on it and kind of both gone, yeah, but it's so seldom that we're ever gone together during the day. And it really is. I mean, like.
Well, but it gets so dark now to where we can't shut them. We call it in. So if we put them inside the run, they're in means they're shut in the coop for the night.
Yeah.
So when it starts getting dark so early, of course, predators come out at all different times. It'd be nice to put them in, and they always be
totally secure.
So they're totally secure. That way that main door on the side can stay open and they can just go to roost. It can stay open all night and then come out.
Right. And you know, like the chickens, and I know they mean a lot to Mark too. They mean so much to me. And you know, the other night we talked about just going to get to, you know, grab a quick dinner. And it was kind of like, well, we have to go later because we can't leave the chickens just in the run and the coop because it was about 5.
Yeah.
And we were hungry and we, you know, wanted to leave then. And it was kind of like, no, I can't, you know, because I can't leave them out because it's going to be dark by the time we get home. They're literally it's nonstop.
It's just like of all this yard, they have to walk under the tripod.
So that is something that we really, really want to get accomplished this coming year, is to get them a nice sized, also like secure run. And goal number 2 for us, as far as the birds go, is the quail.
Yeah.
And man, the quail have been like really, truly, they've been a disappointment. And at the same time, I mean, I've enjoyed them, but I, you know, just put a short up about them the other day, and there were several people that were very surprised to hear that they're meat birds. And I'm like, no, I've never even indicated that I did not eat meat. I am a meatosaurus, and so is Mark. And so we got them so that we could ultimately have eggs and meat from them.
Yeah, and the eggs are so good.
Oh my gosh. I boiled some today for the very first time. I don't know what took me so long to boil some, but they are delicious.
Yeah.
So I want to do, and I've mentioned it in a previous video, that we have Coturnix quail, and they're small. They're very small. They have jumbo Coturnix quail, and I talked about, it's been a few months ago in a video, that what we want to do is just go ahead and order like maybe 50 jumbo Coturnix quail eggs and hatch them. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do it like last month. And then I started thinking, you know, I know that's a bad time. They need to ship when it's cooler. And I don't want to hatch them and have them hatching at this time of year. And then they're going to have to be in the house longer because they're so small. And then once they're of age, it's going to be the dead of winter. So we want to do that maybe going into spring.
Yeah.
Is when we'll
You want
order
to add
those.
an extra shed roof on the left side facing the coop, and then put another quail run.
Because we really want to sort of have almost like a little quail operation going, and we can't. And if you haven't seen our channel, our coop is big. It's like 12 by 24, and it's a single car garage. Mm-hmm. And so there's a garage door on the front. He was mentioning that a minute ago, if you didn't know what we were talking about. But also the quail are in a small run in the back of the coop and separated from the chickens. And we have 8 of them. 6 of them are hens. And we really, since we've had them, have had very inconsistent egg laying.
We finally were up to 5 a day, and then we moved them around. Now we're at 1 a day.
Yeah, and but they've never. It took months for our other hens to start laying. So it's been a little disappointing, but we just decided we're going to go with the jumbos, and so that will be coming up this year. Probably, like I said, early spring is when we'll order them, when it's still cool enough for them to ship.
Yeah.
And the third thing. And the third thing that we want to do, and this is something that
you've wanted for a while.
I have wanted for a while, and I've never said it on the channel because I'll say this, I've wanted this, but at the same time I didn't want this because if you've watched the channel on any regular basis, you kind of know I love the big breeds of chickens. I mean, I've got Brahmas and Jersey Giants and Orpingtons, and they're just really big birds. I feel a lot safer with them free ranging. Mm-hmm. And, you know, in case I've mentioned it in a video before, 2 different times I have been out here and seen a hog land in the yard, and my hens attacked both of them and ran it off. So I know that would not be possible probably. And trust me, I'm under no delusion that something couldn't happen to them. You know, a hawk could get one of them and kill them. But
let me say something on that. Sorry to interrupt you, but we talk about, and I understand that not everybody can free range, but of course, these are our pets, right? And so when you put them in the coop, and we've got a nice sized coop, they go stir crazy.
Yeah.
If they're I couldn't imagine them being locked in there all day long.
And I think ours have always had the freedom so they literally act like they're prisoners. It is sad when we have to go somewhere or something and we shut them in there. They are just at the door like, please let us out. But I've had people say, do you have any bantams or have you ever wanted bantams? And I always say no, like I don't, because, I just have a thing for the bigger breeds. But honestly, I love bantams. I have always thought they were just the cutest things, but for safety purposes, I wouldn't feel like they could free range. I don't know that I could ever even put them with my big girls, because I do have some that are bullies.
Well, I remember years ago when we had Fluffy and somebody had a little bantam. It looked like a crow. And so we brought it home, and we kid you not, that chicken...
It had to have been a Serama mix.
That chicken took off and flew over the pine tree tops, just like gone.
Like, we brought it home, and I didn't really realize that it could fly like that, and we were stupid. And I opened the thing and let it out, and it just flew away. Like, that was it. And a few days later, it came back, and I said, "Oh, the chicken is back." And then it saw me, and it flew away again, and we never saw it again. So we had it for about 2 minutes, literally, with both visits. So
what she's saying is we'll be building an additional coop.
Now, let me say this though, like, I'm not going to guarantee that goal, because I really, really would want to do that. But at the same time, I'm frugal. Mark is frugal.
But let me tell you something about Donna when it comes to animals. We started talking about it again and having goals for the channel. And I brought up the bantams, and all of a sudden, she's researching and looking and showing me pictures.
He
Look
knows
at this one. Look at this one. Look at that one.
He knows me. Well, that's the thing too. Like, here, I've never said on the channel that I wanted, bantams, and the reason that I have not is just simply because I know I can't free range them. Like, it's not safe. It wouldn't be safe. And I would want to know that I could get them a big enough run to where I would feel like they would have a good quality of life for me to go in there and sit with them and visit with them and hang out with them and everything. So Mark brought it up the other day, and I'm just like, oh my God, don't torture me, because I'm immediately going to be doing what he just said I was doing. I was like, let me look at this. Because what I would love to have is, I think the Seramas are adorable.
And she's off.
I think the Seramas are adorable. They're so tiny, but I love a little fluffy chicken. And can you just imagine a tiny Lindy? I can't even think about it. It's just too much. So they're literally around, maxed out at like 2 pounds. Lindy. So when he brought it up, I was like, oh, like, I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about wanting to do this. And so that is definitely a goal. That is not a necessary goal. I feel like the run for the chickens is needed.
Definitely need that. Yeah.
This is just a want. So
I think what we're looking forward to is not to beat you guys up or whatever, but we're looking forward to the channel getting monetized, and then
I can have all the bantams.
I don't really just kind of like to kind of have some projects and be able to have some of the cost offset. From the channel, because she does put a lot of work into it. It is a lot of work, but it's so enjoyable. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, the subscriber base and having you guys a part of this and reading your comments is so fun. It's so just nice. And that was kind of the point of us doing our little life spinoff channel, is wanting to have like-minded people and just build a community of just having fun and sharing life.
And Mark was jealous of the chickens getting all the attention.
Right. But it's just, you guys mean a lot, and appreciate all the correspondence and all that. And
I know that there are a lot of you that are going to be like, get the bantams, because that is, like I said, I have wanted to do it, but at the same time, I've always wanted them to be able to have a big enough space for me to feel.
Sorry.
The cat is rubbing against the tripod now. For me to feel like they had a good, space to be able to enjoy their lives and stuff. And I think I could control myself with bantams and only get like a half a dozen.
It is so amazing. This cat was so feral.
Yeah.
And it's like she is just so awesome to have now.
She is in the house, sleeping in the back bedroom now. I walked back there yesterday, and she was just like, hey, can you turn that light off? I'm trying to take a nap, lady. But those are the goals. Yeah. Those are the goals. I am excited to even think about, though, getting the bantams. And I want cochins. And I tried to find some of the other colors in large fowl cochins like I have. And they don't have, like, you can't find the mottled anywhere, like the black and white ones. You can't find, what is the other color called? Millefleur or something. I don't know how it's pronounced. I've not seen those. You can't just go buy them. You have to, I don't know if they even have them in the large fowl size, but I want that. I want one of all the colors because I love them. So that is our goals anyway. And I thought you guys would want to know what we are planning for the channel. Of course, if we do the, run and everything, all of that's going to be documented and we'll put that on the channel. And then of course the quail and all that good stuff and hatching. That is going to be exciting. If we can ever get to the point where we have eggs.
And I have to give a plug for Our Little Life. So go check it out, because if you guys have missed the video that we put up of my dad, just go to Our Little Life and check that story out.
And you know what else is, I put up a video a little while back, and it was titled How Lola May Got Her Name. And it is, and if you missed that video, it's such a remarkable story.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have to do with the chicken getting her name. It has to do with some history of this house and something that happened that was so crazy and unbelievable.
It doesn't sound real.
It doesn't sound real. And then I think, though, what I want to do on Our Little Life is sort of the extended version of that, because there was a little bit more to the story of how we came to live here and a little history of this house that goes along with the How Lola May Got Her Name story. So if you missed that, go check that video out, and the other channel, Our Little Life. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you are not already subscribed to our channel and you're enjoying our content, hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care.